men in skilled trade jobs earn nearly twice as much as their female counterparts. That's according to a new labor market report. It found that men with trade certifications earn on average $70,500 in their first year of work. Meanwhile, women with trade certifications earned an average of $31,500 in the first year of work. And that pronounced wage gap continues through at least the next 7 years in the workplace. Women also only make up less than 10% of all Red Seal trade certificate holders. That's people who've passed the standards exam in their trade. The authors of the report attribute the overall wage gap to the fact that women are better represented in lower paying trades like hairstyling and baking. But even in those areas, women still only earn 54% of what men make in those same jobs. And for more on this, I want to bring in Kate Kirwan. She's the president of the Canadian Construction Women, an organization that provides its members with opportunities for support, mentoring, and networking. She also works in construction as a virtual design and construction manager, and she is in Vancouver tonight. Hi, Kate. Thanks for being with us.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
So, I'm not surprised to hear that there is this wage gap, but I am surprised by how wide this gap is. It's really almost double. What do you see as contributing to the pay gap?
It's very unfortunate. Like yourself, I'm not surprised that there is a discrepancy in wages. We see that across all industries, but it's so disappointing to see that in construction because skilled labour should be paid equally. People are doing the same thing. They should be paid the same wage. Having read the report, I see that women are more represented. I think it's 65% of the women in the report are in the more underpaid skilled trades than the more things that we think more traditional trades, mechanical, electrical, carpentry, that kind of thing. And we just need to push that, as per the report conclusion, we need to push more women into those areas. We need to let them know the possibilities.
Right. And so, as we mentioned, they only make up 10% of the certificate holders in the Red Seal trade. So it's a small group of women who are even working in these trades. Why do you think women are so underrepresented in most trades?
I think a lot of women are not aware of the possibilities because it's not marketed very well. Construction, in particular, is very male-dominated. And we see a lot in high schools. You will have trades being offered and presented to boys as a work example. You don't see that as much for girls. So I don't think the information is getting out there that it is possible to be a woman working in a trade.
What do you think some of the misconceptions are that women think about these careers and why they don't see themselves in them?
I think there's a misconception that you need to be a big, burly, tough man to do these jobs, and that's simply not true. Technology has been incredibly helpful with the progression in construction, and you don't need to have muscles to do a lot of the work that's required on sites.
Right, and we mentioned too, that women tend to flock to some of the lower paying jobs, the hairstyling, the baking. What should women know about the pay in some of these other works? Well, I guess if you're a man, but the possible pay in some of these other roles in the trades, in metal work and electrical work, how lucrative it can be.
It's incredibly lucrative. In the report, they mentioned that mechanical and electrical are the highest paid in the first year. And mechanical and electrical are definitely skills that are easy to learn for women, and that we have a good aptitude for figuring out problems, and that's key to electrical and mechanical trades.
Yeah, and also talk to me about the process for education. Are these more affordable, when it comes to actually pursuing education or apprenticeships? And, how long does it take? Can you talk to me about that as well?
Sure. So apprenticeships are generally in and around 4 years, to my knowledge. Now, we have seen that affordability can be an issue. In Canadian Construction Women, we do an annual bursary every year. We do 4 bursaries. We've just awarded $4,000 to 4 separate women in February, and we will be awarding $2,500 bursaries to 4 women in February 2022. And what we saw with the applications from the women for this year's bursary were that it was difficult to afford the education. It was difficult to afford even clothing because things like site boots and construction wear for women is more expensive than men. So it's actually, we have that pink tax, if you will, already when we try to get involved in a trade.
You know, we're at a time where we're looking at the future of our economy, the job market. Do you see trades as an industry that will actually need more talent in the post-pandemic world?
Absolutely. Trades are never going to go away. We need people to build our residential buildings, our hospitals, our office buildings, our commercial spaces, and having those hands-on skills, it will never go out of fashion. It's always going to be something that is required. I see that as per the report, we need more skilled labor. We have a shortage right now. There's always going to be space for that skilled trade.
And as someone, you know, who provides mentorship yourself, which seems to be a vital part of this, what advice would you have for young women who are maybe they're at a point in their career where they've lost a job and they are considering a career change, or they're, you know, considering if they're a young person who's getting into post-secondary, what advice do you have for someone who's considering entering the trade?
Some of the colleges now have some really great programs where for their first year of the apprenticeship, they allow you to look in the different areas and work in the different trades, which is fantastic because you can see things like cabinet making, like joinery, like mechanical and electrical trades, and get an idea of the spectrum and the breadth of what the trades can offer you. So I definitely recommend looking into that. And also, even though it is more difficult, looking for female mentorships within the trades.
All right, Kate Kirwan is president of Canadian Construction Women in Vancouver. Thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you.